I want to talk to you about the syllabus. The syllabus can be a daunting document. It lays out the structure of our course, the expectations of our course, the objectives of our course, the schedule for our course, and it can be overwhelming. And so rather than just, kind of put that on you, I'm going to go ahead and kind of walk through the syllabus so as to make sure you, understand what we're trying to get at. This is a course on the Apostle Paul. He is attributed to have written 13 of the 26 documents in what's called the New Testament. So he's written much of what is known as the New Testament. He becomes, and therefore, is a very significant figure, not only because of his writing legacy, but because of his mission, because of the dramatic way he came to Christian faith. These things make the Apostle Paul very important when it comes to an understanding of Christianity. He had deep core values that he lived out, and we're going to kind of see all of that this semester. Wanted to just make a reference to the note that's at the top of the syllabus. I'm going to read it for you, just so we're all clear. Let me pause for a second. I would advise you to pause the video and go get a syllabus if you are not if you're not in possession of one right now. The syllabus is available at the menu item syllabus on the left-hand side of the page. Print that off, or put it on your iPad. But please, this will make much more sense and be much more productive if you're looking at the syllabus as well. So pause it if you need to. So what I say is this course is fully online. Class does not meet face-to-face. There are objectives, not objects. There are objectives for each week that are met through assignments or learning activities. So we don't meet our learning objectives through the classroom. We meet our learning objectives through the process of learning activities, performing learning activities. You will immediately notice there are a lot of assignments for this class. If you just look at the course assignments or look at the course schedule, you'll see the number of assignments. The reason is the assignments replace class time. Since you don't go to class, that learning space, that gap, is filled with learning activities, assignments. It's sort of pick your poison with this. It's online, so you don't have to go to a place. You don't have to go to that place at a certain time. You don't have to go 3 times or twice a week. You're free from those parameters. But the other side is there's more work to do. And so I don't want you to bellyache or get mad at me because I've made too many assignments. This is part of the different, or it's an aspect of the difference between the two kinds of learning. In a way, you can see it really as a whole different way of learning. And it might take a little bit of a time to kind of get oriented to it. If you're going to be successful in this course, you're going to have to be able to be disciplined, be able to structure your learning, structure your week so you're getting assignments done and you don't leave them till the very end on Friday and you have to do all these assignments. You need to be able to plot your week and get some sort of rhythm going from week to week to week, so you're doing the same things at the same times. That'll just be important for being successful in this class. Some objectives and some outcomes. The first two are related to something our department has. We have a set of learning outcomes, and those represent what we want to accomplish through our department in students. So for this class on Paul, two of those outcomes are fulfilled. Biblical and theological intelligence and biblical and theological fluency. After this class, you'll know a whole lot more about Christianity than you did before you took this class. At the end of this class, you'll be able to speak in a language that you did not have before you took this course. I'm not talking about German or Hebrew or Greek, but the words that you know and the vocabulary you learn, the vernacular, will be shaped by a class on the New Testament, on the letters of Paul. All right, but more specifically for this class, here are the outcomes. You want to engage Scripture through reading Paul's letters. Every week there'll be a letter to read, and you'll be responsible that week to read that letter, whether it's First Thessalonians, First and Second Thessalonians, or Galatians, or Ephesians, or you name it, Romans. That week, you will need to read all of that letter. If they're small, then it's a small amount. If it's a big letter, it's a bigger amount. This first week of class, there's only like a number of verses that take you around to different parts of the New Testament to help understand Paul's biography. Sketch details, number 2, sketch details of Paul's life and ministry focusing on major events. So you'll be able to sketch out, his Damascus Road experience, his 18 months in Corinth, and his imprisonment in Rome, those kinds of things. Be familiar with the literary and historical context of Paul's letters, as well as each letter's message and meaning for both Paul's day and our own. 2, be conversant over key theological issues raised by Paul's letters. 5, incorporate into your life a significant Pauline concept or practice. 6, demonstrate the importance of the intercultural Greco-Roman world of the 1st century AD for interpreting Paul's letters. 7, assess the strengths and weaknesses of various scholarly proposals of Paul's life and its significance. And then 8, evaluate the various issues raised by statements Paul makes in his letters in the present day. Our textbooks, you need to have a Bible. That's really important. And then the first book there is 4 Views of the Apostle Paul, edited by Mike Bird, who's actually a very close friend. And then Thinking Through Paul, an introduction to his life and letters and theology, by Longenecker and Still. This book is our most important one insofar as it's kind of our textbook that'll trace the whole course. It will provide the structure of our course. It will provide the content for our course. So that book is very, very important. And then the 4th book is called Paul Behaving Badly. Was the Apostle Paul racist, chauvinist, jerk? ? All right, learning activities. Scripture reading check. At the end of each week, students will check they have read the scripture listed in the syllabus for that week. So that's just what I was saying. 2, chapter quizzes. Each student will be quizzed weekly over chapter Thinking Through Paul. The quizzes are cumulative, meaning questions from earlier chapters or new questions from earlier chapters will also appear along with those from the current chapter. Students will have 3 attempts to take the quiz, with the highest grade of the 3 taken as the quiz grade. 3, Chapter Key Term Quiz. Students will take a quiz over key terms listed at the end of each chapter. At the end of each chapter, there's a box that has a list of key terms taken from the chapter. I select a handful, 5 to 10, and I tell you them, and you need to study them so that you can take this quiz. Number 7, the Paul behaving badly response and discussion. You'll read a 3-page response to the book and then have a robust discussion about it as well. Exams. There will be 2 exams during the semester. You can see the assignment values. I do weights rather than points. Grading scale. So this week, the first week, you have to read Thinking Through Paul, pages 15 through 37. What is that? There's a typo there. It's the first chapter. You have to read the first chapter. There are I don't know why there's those 2 designations, but ignore them. Read the first chapter. So then you have the passages, the scripture passages, a quiz for chapter 1, a key terms quiz, and then a journal. Did I mention the journal in here? Yeah. Oh, I skipped it. Sorry, I skipped it. You can go back and look at it. It's number 4. All right. So here, if you look at the week after, we're looking at 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. So thinking through Paul, you have pages 54 through 85. You need to read and study, and then you'll take a quiz. But notice 1 Thessalonians chapters 1 through 5 and 2 Thessalonians chapters 1 through 3. Those are all the chapters in those books. So essentially you're reading 1 and 2 Thessalonians. You have the key terms quiz and then a journal. You'll notice that there's kind of this core of learning activities, assignments every week with some other things that will drop in as they come due. For example, in the 5th week, you have the 4 views of the Apostle Paul essay due. I think that I've gone through that enough. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact me through the Ask Your Professor discussion, which is, I think, in the Start module. So look for that, because if you have a question, probably someone else will have one too, or the same one. So I'll respond best through that medium. Of course, any other issue or concern, please email me directly. Just one last thing. I want to sketch out the canvas. You'll notice there's a home page. And then that takes you to these modules, and that's kind of the content of our course is in these modules. You'll notice that I have a module for Paul's life, which happens to only be 1 chapter in the book. So the module is actually the whole study of Paul's life. That will be different when we have Paul's letters, the next module, because we'll take Paul's 13 letters, and that will fill up that module. So you have the larger module, and then within that you'll have these the letters, which in every case these modules and the weekly study will be introduced by an orientation page. So there's a page just under the module that provides an orientation for this module, which happens to be this week only. And so you want to read that every time because it kind of gives you a thumbnail sketch of what the study is going to be. And then it lists the learning activities related to that study. There'll be links to all that from there. I've just made these links to make it easy for you. Yeah, and so also there, I lost my train of thought there for a second, will be the terms that I want you to study for the key terms quiz. Yes, so that's the syllabus, and I hope that you enjoy the course. And one more thing. On Fridays from 9 to 10, I'm going to have office hours. And if you would like to discuss something or have some concern or a question, that'll be a time where you can drop in on me. I'll have a Zoom meeting set up, and I'll send out the Zoom invitation every week, and you can drop in. I'm going to attempt to have a schedule of some sort. This might not work out. I haven't figured out how to do it yet, where you can sign up for times through the 9 to 10 period. But if that doesn't pan out, then I'll just be there. And so you can come, you can go, you can come again, you can leave. You can come in the beginning and leave and not at the end, or come at the end. It'll just be an hour of me being available to you. Okay? Well, again, best wishes and blessings on your semester.